From the very first whistle in the Pistons vs Spurs Summer League showdown, the energy in the building was unmistakably electric. Fans packed into the arena, eager to see which young talents would rise to the moment and deliver a performance worthy of the NBA spotlight. The Pistons took the floor with a sharp sense of urgency, immediately setting a fast tempo with aggressive full-court pressure. Their guards were active, jumping passing lanes and pushing the ball quickly in transition. On the other side, the Spurs looked composed, relying on crisp ball movement and a methodical half-court offense to settle into the game. Their head coach watched closely from the sidelines, barking out instructions with precision. Early on, it was the Pistons' rookie forward who stood out. With back-to-back mid-range jumpers and a monstrous putback dunk, he had the crowd roaring and his teammates fired up. San Antonio responded through their crafty point guard, who orchestrated the offense like a veteran. His no-look passes and smooth step-back threes gave the Spurs a needed offensive rhythm. Detroit's bench contributed with relentless hustle. Their sixth man, an undrafted player, made key hustle plays, diving for loose balls, saving possessions, and scoring on second-chance efforts. By the end of the first quarter, the Pistons led by 8, their energy simply overwhelming the Spurs' structured attack. But San Antonio wasn't going to roll over. The second quarter began with the Spurs adjusting their defensive scheme, switching to a 2-3 zone that momentarily slowed Detroit's drive-heavy offense. This allowed the Spurs to close the gap, with their sharpshooter heating up from downtown. He knocked down 3 consecutive three-pointers, swinging momentum back to the Spurs. The Pistons coaching staff called a timeout, regrouping their squad and demanding better perimeter rotations. Out of the huddle, Detroit responded immediately. They ran an effective high pick and roll, freeing up their lead guard to attack the rim or kick to open shooters. Their ball movement was swift, decisive, and efficient. As the half approached, both teams traded buckets. The level of intensity rose with each possession, and the crowd was eating it up. A highlight came just before halftime when the Pistons rookie soared in transition for a windmill dunk that brought fans to their feet. Even Spurs supporters had to admire the athleticism. The buzzer sounded with the Pistons holding onto a slim lead, but the game was clearly far from decided. Halftime adjustments loomed large. San Antonio emerged from the tunnel with renewed focus and started the third quarter with stifling defense. They forced 3 quick turnovers, converting each into fast break points. The Pistons suddenly looked rattled, their offense out of sync. But Detroit's coaching staff stuck with their rotation, giving valuable minutes to their younger prospects. It paid off when their backup big man swatted away a would-be dunk, igniting a run that saw the Pistons reclaim the lead. The third quarter continued as a back-and-forth affair. San Antonio's forwards began asserting themselves in the paint, drawing fouls and crashing the glass. Meanwhile, Detroit relied on ball pressure and speed, creating chaos and turning defense into offense. Both benches were up, reacting to every play with intensity. Coaches clapped, teammates hollered, and fans remained glued to the action. As the third quarter wound down, a buzzer-beating floater from the Spurs tied the game, setting up a thrilling final frame. The fourth quarter opened with a different tone, grit, grind, and clutch moments. Both squads tightened their rotations, giving minutes only to those who had earned them. The Spurs point guard continued to be a calming presence. He controlled pace, drew defenders, and made timely passes. The Pistons countered with defensive pressure, throwing traps and switching aggressively to deny open looks. One pivotal moment came midway through the fourth when Detroit's swingman intercepted a lazy inbound pass and finished through contact, igniting a 7-0 run. The momentum began tilting again, this time clearly in favor of the Pistons. However, the Spurs refused to back down. Their big man muscled in and won, and their wing drained a contested 3 to bring them right back. With under 2 minutes to go, the game was tied once again. Every possession mattered, every rebound was battled for like a championship. The Pistons called timeout to draw up a play, and out of the break, they executed flawlessly. Their guard curled off a screen and buried a jumper from the elbow. On the next trip down, the Spurs missed a corner 3, and the Pistons secured the rebound with just 35 seconds left. Detroit played it smart, milking the clock before their rookie drove baseline and kicked out to the corner for a dagger 3. The arena erupted. Fans knew that might have been the shot to seal it. The Spurs tried to respond but missed a rushed shot. A foul sent Detroit to the line, where they calmly sank both free throws. With the final seconds ticking away, San Antonio managed one last bucket, but it wasn't enough. The Pistons held on. As the final horn blared, Detroit's players celebrated a hard-earned summer league victory, while the Spurs showed class in defeat. This game wasn't just about stats or results. It was about growth, intensity, and passion. It was about rookies making names for themselves and veterans mentoring from the sidelines. It was about coaching staffs fine-tuning strategies, experimenting with lineups, and building cohesion. Fans saw grit on display. They saw prospects fight for every minute, every possession, every inch of the court. Summer League basketball often gets overlooked, but this game was a reminder of its value. The Pistons left the court with heads high, having proven their depth and resilience. The Spurs, while disappointed, could take solace in the poise shown by their future stars. Both teams will move forward with valuable takeaways from this battle in July. For scouts and coaches, this was a treasure trove of film to study. Every screen, rotation, and decision will be analyzed. For the players, it was a memory that will stay with them forever, especially those who rose to the occasion. In the end, basketball fans were the real winners. They got a full game of action, suspense, athleticism, and heart. As the crowd filtered out of the arena, the buzz of conversation was full of praise, excitement, and anticipation for what these young players will bring in the future. The Summer League stage may be smaller, but the hunger on display is no less than the NBA Finals. Games like these remind us all why we love basketball: the unpredictability, the drama, the heart. So as the lights dimmed and players shook hands, another chapter in the journey of these young athletes was written. Tomorrow brings a new game, a new challenge, and new moments waiting to be captured. But for today, the Pistons versus Spurs battle will stand out, a pure showcase of effort, development, and the promise of tomorrow's stars.